Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back. Well, in the energy plasma report this week that I just put out yesterday, I had said this is a really big week, and it is such a big week that we're actually doing a part two, which we've never done this before. I realized after putting out the broadcast yesterday, you know what? I missed a lot of crucial details. Sometimes details don't matter and they could further collude, the energetics that we're working with. Sometimes they're important because it will assist with this navigation with these intense energies. So, in addition to what we were sharing energetically and the different aspects of our being and the unification process, kind of riding the storm, we were guided to share a little bit of the specifics of this week. So, as of today, Tuesday, October 29th, we are entering the balsamic moon phase. This is also called the dark moon. In ancient days and medieval times, it was also called the devil days, which I don't usually resonate with, but it also gives you an idea of the contrast, the duality, the various energetics that could potentially be at play. And so it's interesting because yesterday's podcast, I was being shown so much. And as a psychic medium, you receive impressions, you receive visions, feelings or sensations or phrases, and not the specifics a lot of the time, right? It's like the frequency or the vibe of the energetics. And one of the things that we had mentioned that came through with some really strong language was the opportunity for us to observe mainstream media terrorizing people or trying to terrorize people. And that's really where the stress of own yourself, coming into your balance, your mastery, committing, to your light, to your soul's energy, to your faith and your love and the deep strength, these deep reserves within ourselves in general, and by doing this deep subconscious work and really utilizing the gifts of Scorpio, because when we're liberated from our own skeletons, we're not really going to have a resonance with any of the duality paradigm, which is attempting to bring fear about. So imagine my surprise when I received that impression really strongly, felt really guided to share that information. And then looking at the headlines last night and into this morning with regards to the election circus. So I'm not going to talk about the exact phrases that are being used because I don't want to bring that energy here. This is about, strength and empowerment and inspiration. But it's also bringing awareness that until we come into our neutrality, we're, around a lot of duality, right? It's part of the awakening process to assist everyone to wrench themselves free from the 3D paradigm. But if you look at some of the headlines of the conjecture being spewed out right now, it's astounding, the transparency of the energetics at play, right? And again, we don't play in those realms, but we do observe them and we do choose what to give our energy to. So all of that ties into this balsamic moon energy. So essentially, the dark moon is before the new moon. So you have 3 days before the new moon cycle where the moon is completely dark. And when we look at this from kind of a shamanic or symbolic perspective, okay, we've talked before about how the sun and the moon are our luminaries in the cosmos for us. They're working with the light. They're shining the light back and forth, right? The moon is reflecting the sun. So the dark days, or the balsamic phase, which is really my favorite way to name it, the balsamic phase of the moon, there is no light on the moon. So from a shamanic perspective or a transpersonal psychology perspective, this is the deepest of the creepy crawlies, the deepest access for us of our own internal shadow, our own dark side of the moon, of our subconscious. So this is a very valuable time to dig deep, utilize all the work that we've been sharing here. We've got journeys for you, a lot of resources, rituals, activations as well, and then the soul retrieval series that we're doing also. So keep an eye out for that broadcast today. We are on the 7th degree today, a very special degree for working with these energies. So it's an amazing opportunity for us to reclaim even more levels of power from fear or any repressed trauma or emotion. And then we have the new moon in the sign of Scorpio, actually on 1/1/1, November 1st. So the day after Halloween, this is also Dia de los Muertos, right? Which is a very powerful holiday for connecting. The veils are really thin right now to connect with our ancestors, to learn from the past, learn from our past mistakes, take our power back from shame, blame, regret, judgment, any of that stuff, right? And bring it all back into graceful gratitude, appreciation, feeling the resiliency of our spirit. Very powerful times. And another thing I was guided to share is it's very powerful to explore your own lunation right now in life, to start to track what are you observing pattern wise about what you're experiencing, where your psychology is going, your emotions, even your energy levels, based on a lunation cycle, right? Basically 28 to 30 days. New moon, how are you feeling? What's coming up for you? Are you feeling this or that, full of power? Are you feeling drained? Are you feeling super emotional? And then 2 weeks later, full moon, how are you feeling? So it's really powerful to start to track. We recommend a journal. If you have a calendar journal, take a little few notes. Wow, this new moon, I was here, and so on. Because there's so much that's based on the moon cycle. And I myself was actually born in a balsamic moon phase. So I was born in that kind of deep, dark, fertile womb space on my incarnation day. So I personally find a tremendous source of personal power once I connected, once I understood the energetics of the balsamic moon. Before I understood it, I was always just observing that it was a time of a lot of deep emotional upheaval, a lot coming up to be released, maybe that I wasn't consciously aware of when I wasn't allowing myself to feel or be as aware of my emotions, right? So it's good to track and just kind of take note of what you're observing pattern wise with the lunar cycles through the month. And it will give you a lot of amazing insight when you're navigating, because we're a part of the cosmos is a part of us. And I also recommend looking at maybe an ephemeris, or you can just even Google the lunar cycle of your birth date and see, where was the moon? Was it a full moon? Were you born near an eclipse? Was it a new moon? Was it a balsamic? Where was the moon when you came in? Because that will tell you a lot about your soul, how you work, your subconscious, your emotional process. It can be very empowering information. You know me, I like to nerd out over every little detail that will support my process, right? Support my journey and my reason for being here. So that can be very, very empowering. So now let's talk about this new moon. How amazing, how auspicious, right? 111, we've got the new moon in Scorpio. And we want to bring in, with all of this interesting energy, all of this weird circus, freak show, energy being projected in the media right now, let's bring in the angelic realm. 111 is a beautiful angel number, right? And it adds to 3. So we're bringing in the Trinity, but it's just such a beautiful connection to the angelic realms. Amazing reminder, of self-reflection and seeing ourselves reflected in the universe, allowing ourselves to see and to know that we're not alone, that the universe is vast and magical, even though these times are asking us to really dig deep. A lot of us psychologically are feeling very much on the edge, right? We've been working so hard to all these various things and you're not seeing fruition yet. And it's like, okay, I'm at my breaking point almost, what is going on? So there's an incredible fortitude opportunity here to keep digging deep, root deeply into your faith and your beliefs and the knowledge of why you are here and the value of what you're bringing, what you're working on, what your dreams are. Continue to connect to the magic of your dreams. Trust that you're being looked after, right? There is a divine plan with all of this. And even when we haven't seen the materialization yet and we're just kind of like, oh my gosh, I don't know how much longer I can sustain, at this rate, just keep trusting, keep having faith, keep coming back to the value. So allow this to really assist you to scrape out any of the fear, any of the doubt, right? The big piece about this, when we talk about the moon and the power of the lunar cycles, is that this week, this new moon is closing out the eclipse cycle. That super intense period that we have just gone through, that many of us are still recovering from, right? We still have an eclipse hangover. So this is really important because this new moon is closing out that eclipse cycle. And this energy, the way that it is actually kind of a mini eclipse in itself. That's why it's so powerful this week. That's why the emotional intensity, the psychological turmoil that you could be experiencing is so fucking extreme. So we were guided to come back, give you a part 2, make sure you feel more confident and more in tune with what's going on, because sometimes the details can give us some strength and give us some stability to stand on, to go forward and feel like, okay, I know what's going on and that's why I'm feeling this way, right? I'm not losing my mind. I'm not doing things wrong. It can be really valuable. And so just keep coming back to looking where you have insecurity perhaps, or doubt, where you feel upside down, where you might feel the tug of war or the struggling emotionally and mentally, perhaps even this contrast between work and family life, trying to find the middle ground, right? There's a lot of that kind of feeling like you have a foot in each world and they're moving, they're drifting apart sometimes. It can be challenging, right? But this new moon is here to offer strength and support. So remember, the angels are with us. Take this as an introspective time this week whenever you can to reflect on your inner world. Connect with your inner shaman, connect with your inner wise one, the ancient ones, right? Bringing it back inside, no matter what is trying to pull you outside to distract or kind of bring your energy down. Reflect, how are you feeling? What emotions are coming up? Are you burying anything or choosing to ignore anything when it comes to your well-being, right? So really check in with yourself. Sometimes all it is our emotions, they just want a platform, they just want an outlet, and bam, it's over. And all of a sudden you've come into this new place of clarity and brilliant insight. Now, another biggie is Saturn. Planet Saturn has been here with us, kind of pushing us along. Sometimes it feels like the dangling carrot energy. You're busting your ass, you're showing up, you're doing all the things you're told to do and still haven't really seen any return for that, right? And we're learning how to not only live unconditionally, but to trust the process and the flow and the divine timing of things, and to surrender our own personal, maybe egoic pushing or a feeling of desperation or a sensation of separation, right? Saturn is holding it all right in front of us, but we can't quite get it yet. It's not quite in the bank account yet, so to say. It's there. Our work will soon be rewarded. So, Saturn is going to go direct mid-month, November 15th, but it's kind of continue to just bring your focus back to your value, trusting yourself, trusting your heart's wishes, believing in your heart's wishes and your dreams and your creations, all the new architecture you're building inside of yourself, new boundaries, right? New self-love, new values, new speaking up for yourself and holding it. And just trust. We're finalizing, we're putting the finishing touches on things. A lot of these things we've been working on since June. So you've got to go back to June. What themes have been prevalent for you, right? Because this is wrapping up now. The earlier eclipse cycle earlier in the year, and then the one we just had. And so Saturn went retrograde in June. And we've been having some hard lessons, but it's about going the extra mile. Saturn is all about that divine timing, and that the best things in life take work, right? So anybody that looks like an overnight success, they've put a decade, 2 decades in, right, of hardcore blood, sweat, and tears before they went viral or before they got the investor, whatever, right? So it's always bringing a gift. Open yourself up to the gifting realms. See how you are the gift, how you bring the gifts to so many people in your life, and allow the universe to do that for you. Make some space for that. Thank you so much for joining us for part 2. I really hope that this supports you, because there's a lot going on, right? And the more informed we can be, the more empowered we can feel. And that's what it's all about. So there's all kinds of support here for you. If you're doing the soul retrieval series with me, I'll see you soon for the 7th degree today. If not, check that out. And we got a lot of resources here for you and support. So sending you all my love, appreciation, bowing to you, and just own your beauty, your magnificence, your power, your grace. It's always there, even if you don't feel it sometimes. Just remember that, all right? And I will see you soon. So much love to you and really big hugs. Namaste. Hey everyone, we are going to interrupt this broadcast for a quick little infomercial to share with you several opportunities that we have to go really deep with the information that we are presenting. And we are going to be spending the next 30 days from the 0.0 all the way to the 29th mastery degree of this solar journey with Scorpio and Pluto, diving deep into our subconscious and really starting to access hidden realms of pure power. And we have this opportunity, awakening the sleeping phoenix, if you are really wanting to go even more deeply with applying this information. Here we have the opportunity for you to access pure, untapped nuclear soul power through what we're calling a form of an energetic detox and a massive subconscious cleanup. We have a couple options here to meet you where you are. So if you're on more of a budget right now, we are offering a self-guided soul tour experience where you can actually download this ebook that I've created, Anchoring Your True North. And this is a star map, a manual for your own self-discovery to support your own awakening process, to connect more with your divine purpose. And I'm sharing here 5 of my favorite systems that I have been using in my own awakening journey that have really taken me to new levels, so new depths and new heights of self-seeing. So this is a wonderful and comprehensive introduction to 5 different mystery school chart systems based on your birth chart, your soul incarnation codes. And it's all self-guided. So I share with you in depth how to pull all of these charts so that you can do a self-guided version if you like. So all you have to do is go log in and create a learner account at the Mystery School site. Details are in the description box below. Click on the True North Compass Guide, and here's some lovely information. You'll start to see how in-depth I go with my work. The value that I want to bring is really share a lot of information to support you at these times of transformation. So you can see some of the details here, and to just click and basically get this course added to your dashboard. Then if you want to go deeper, we're offering a mastery class, the Phoenix Rising, Pluto, and your cosmic soul keys. And this is a deep dive. If you've ever done any mastery empowerment classes with me, or if you're new to my work, I take you really deep. There's a lot of information in here. We cover so much, and you'll see more when we actually look at the landing page for this course. But this actually includes, for your investment, the full video mastery course, an ebook to go along with it to apply even more deeply what we're covering and explore, and a session with me. For less than the price of one session, you are getting this whole master course and a session with me to review and more deeply anchor in all that we are discovering, all that you are seeing. So I'm here to serve as a sacred mirror for you in this process. When you go to the landing page, you're going to start to really get an idea of how comprehensive this class is. So I'm sharing a little bit about how astrology came to me and my journey, going over the benefits of this class, which some of the most important things to note is this is about embodying your Phoenix Rising key codes and really taking our power back from stories, fears, anxieties, and so on, and an in-depth exploration of your gifts and talents, professions, and also reviewing what you mastered in past lives and what you came here to master for this cycle. And that's just one aspect of the class. We cover a lot. So you can go to the landing page to see even more. These are the systems that I discovered over time, digging more and more and more deep to be able to recognize myself and to trust my service mission and so many aspects of this. And once you purchase this course, I will get notified and I will reach out to you to schedule your session. So thank you so much for checking all of this out, for joining me for this little commercial, and welcome to the Mystery School too. It's fun to share that with you, and we'll get back to the program now.